Bienvenidos a todos al canal, mi nombre es Osvaldo Contramaestre y vamos a conocer a Ethos Guitars. Ethos Guitars es una compañía fundada en el 2024 en colaboración con el guitarrista Dean Lamb de Archspire y Greg Nichols como luthier, que también es guitarrista de la banda Fracturus. Esta compañía está enfocada en hacer guitarras de metal bastante eficientes para el músico moderno con exigencias que tengan un buen balance entre calidad y no tener que gastar un dinero absurdo. Hoy les vengo a mostrar mi experiencia yendo a probar Ethos Guitars junto a Greg, que tuvo la amable atención de recibirme en el estudio de su banda y que pudiéramos hablar un poco más de esta compañía, de cómo se va desarrollando y cuáles son sus planes a futuros y con qué vienen. Tuve un par de inconvenientes técnicos, así que tuve que resolver con mi backup, pero lo importante es que el contenido está en el video. Así que espero que lo disfruten. We are here with Greg from Ethos Guitar. Thanks, man, for having me.
Yeah, for sure.
Being one of the first checking the guitars.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for having me.
So what we have here?
Yeah, so this is the sample of a production Ethos guitar. There's some very minor changes from the guitar that Dean kind of showed everyone online. So this has a different revised neck shape a little bit. And then we switched up the locking tuners on this one. They're actually going to be gold, but it's a different brand that we went with now that just has a little bit more stability. I just like them a little bit better after using them a little bit. This one as well, so it's got mother pearl inlays, but the final guitar is still going to have the lumen lay inlays. That was just done for this revised sample. But yeah, I've been gigging with this guitar for a few months, so there's a little dings on it and stuff like that. But
So this is your main guitar right now?
Yep, this is my main one right now. So
This guitar have a serial number?
Oh yeah,
Is that number 2, number 1?
This one's number 6.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, all the guitars, the final ones, are gonna be numbered. So it's gonna kind of just be a random draw. It's not gonna depend on the order that you, the first to order the guitars, but you know, someone's gonna luck out and probably get number 1 or number 2. And
Yes, a different line or line.
Yeah.
So what I understand, this is ash, right?
Yeah. It's a Indonesian species of ash. There's a bunch of different kinds of ash, but yeah, it's within the ash species. Yeah, it's a 2-piece of ash. For the neck, it's walnut 5-piece neck with maple strips. And then we got rich light for the fretboard material. So it's a composite, so you're not going to have any issues with fret sprout or anything due to like humidity changes or anything like that.
And you know, we're in Canada, so the weather is kind of extreme.
Yes, yeah, especially if you're on tour and you got your guitar in the back of a trailer or something like that, and temperatures can vary wildly and humidity and everything. So yeah, I love using the lumen lay just because you're not going to have surprises like 5 years down the road either or anything like that. It's just consistent. Likewise with stability, inside the guitar are 2 carbon fiber rods running through the neck to give it added stability. Yeah, it's absolutely great for touring musicians. And yeah.
From where it came the idea to build your own guitars, or from where it came the design?
So for building guitars, I started a couple years ago with I have a habit of thinking, oh, I'm kind of interested in that. How far can I just dive into this? And how hard could it be to build a guitar? It turns out it is really hard. So I started that a few years ago, just kind of building my own guitars and tinkering around with woodworking and CNC work. And then I hit up Dean once. He messaged about leaving Kiesel, and I was just like, well, what are you doing? Are you starting your own thing? And he's like, no, I haven't thought about any of that. And then I said, so I don't know, let's talk, basically. And
it's interesting because Kiesel is a very nice brand, so you need to do a good decision to what is next.
Oh yeah. I imagine that was a very tough decision for him to leave Kiesel, and and then the design for this guitar was very much like, I'd say, more his own specs. Yeah, so the design, I worked with Dean to kind of build his ideal guitar model, and this is kind of what we ended up with.
Seymour Duncan, Nazgul and Sentient, right?
Yep. Yeah.
that they are very nice pickups.
Oh yeah, yeah, and we specified to get these covers on them, which I think blend with the guitar really nicely. And
You're covering metal guitars, 7 strings, 8 strings, long scale.
Yep.
So you're planning to do 6 strings, baritone, or different versions?
yeah, like we're starting out with just 7 and 8, which to the dismay of a lot of people. But so many guitar companies, I kind of think that they think of the 7 and 8 strings as just kind of derivatives of the 6. It's just like, let's take the design of the 6 string and just make it work for a 7. Whereas like we're building from the ground up, where it's just like this is solely with 7 and 8s in mind. We're just building that from the ground up, and then we do plan to extend to 6 strings to other shapes and fan frets, all sorts of stuff. But the reality too of starting a guitar company is we only have so much of our own money to put into this, so we can't release 10 different models right off the bat. We got to start somewhere, and Dean plays an 8 string, I play a 7, so we wanted to start with building the guitar that we just love, and hopefully other people love it too. And,
yes, with your own specs.
Yeah.
They have a lot of sense.
Yeah, we have it with like the longer scale length, for example. So it's a 27-inch scale length. And yeah, some of the reinforcement and stuff like that is just with, the string tension in mind of 7 and 8 strings. As well, like this guitar has like a really unique neck shape to it, which is designed with 7 and 8 string players in mind, because on a 6 string, even with small hands, it's pretty easy to reach the higher frets, but like the lowest string on higher frets. But once you start getting into 8 strings, this stretch becomes a bit more of an issue, and the way that your finger is going to move up and down is going to vary a bit more when you have 8 strings, but compared to 6. So like the neck itself is really, really flat to allow your hand to naturally move up and down a lot more, and also this area right here is a little bit more boxy and bulkier, so that when you're reaching up for the higher frets, you're not rubbing against like the ends of the frets quite as much. You're not having this sharp area here. It's a bit more padding. So there's lots of little tiny micro adjustment design changes that we're doing that are just thinking about the ideal 7/8 string guitar.
Sometimes with 7 strings, it's not so comfortable, but if you are thinking in the movement of the hand, it's very smart.
Yeah.
Tell me about the hardware. This is from different companies to, okay, I need parts from here. This is the best bridge.
Yeah, so there's a kind of a bit of mix of like really established name brand, and then there's some stuff that is effectively just as good as the name brand stuff, but we're getting it directly from the factory that makes the core product, and these are factories that all the other big companies are using as well. So like just to walk through the hardware, like some more of the bigger name kind of stuff, like we got Hipshot for our bridge. We got Seymour Duncan for the pickups. We got the Graphtec nut there as well. Inside, we got Alpha Pots for that. And then these tuners are made in South Korea, and they're locking tuners. And yeah, you're going to find these same tuners coming from the same factories on a lot of very high-end guitars. But we can get them for a whole lot cheaper than if we were to get pretty much the same product, but with a brand name on it. So there's a little bit of compromise there, I guess. As well, we use the branded lumen lay. This one has the mother of pearl just for the sample, but the finished guitar has the lumen lay brand of glow-in-the-dark pickup markers, fret markers.
Do you have any date for the release? What is the actual process to try to get Ethos guitar?
So we're not doing any sort of pre-orders.
Okay.
Yeah, no pre-orders at all, because one thing that's really important to both me and Dean is you're taking people's money and then making them a promise, but in production, things can always vary a little bit, and we don't want to leave the customer hanging. We don't want to be spending their money or anything and getting into any sort of problems. And above that, because this first model is an import model, we can do so much to control the quality and make sure the samples are absolutely mint. But like, for example, like the samples might be amazing, but there might be some quality control issues when they're doing 100 of them. What I would hate is to say, no, this is worth this amount of money. We take the customer's money and then we get all the guitars and we feel that it's not up to par or something like that. So we don't want to run the risk of being pressured to say, deliver customers a subpar product and just be like, well, this actually feels like a $900 guitar, but we already charged them $1,300 for it or something like that. Like, we don't want to be tempted to do that, to, in a way, save face or screw things up. We just want to get the guitars in hand. We're going through every single guitar ourselves, setting them up, making sure that they're perfect. And then we're going to set a price tag on them and only going to sell what's available. Because another thing too is, like, you order 100 guitars, maybe 5 of those are just not acceptable. Maybe they're not up to our standards. And we don't want to pre-sell those guitars and let people down, or send out guitars that aren't up to par. So it's more, it's slower on our end. It costs us more money, but it's just more of like a safe way of going about it. More ethical.
Sure. Trustable.
Trustable
way to, okay, these guys, they are very fair about sell the instruments.
Our goal is to deliver a guitar that exceeds the value that you're paying for it, and this is kind of a way that we can make sure that happens.
And I think that kind of rumor spread very fast, like, hey, what is the best guitar that I can get with this money? That brand or that model.
Unfortunately, with guitars, too, there's a lot of, like, almost, I'd say, misconceptions where people will think a higher priced guitar is a better guitar when it might not be the case. And some customers get kind of taken advantage of, I feel, by like overinflated price tags. Whereas, we just want to deliver a guitar that is worth every single penny and let the reputation of that spread and speak for itself. So
sometimes the people have this confusion about, okay, this is a 5K guitar, but we have this guitar in 2K. They are almost the same sound. People pay is more about luxury. Luxury, like, okay, exotic wood or something like that.
I kind of feel, especially after you hit a 2K price tag, like you're paying for, I don't know, things that aren't going to necessarily affect the quality of the actual end guitar that you're going to notice. Like, maybe you're paying more because it's made in a certain a country that demands higher wages, or maybe it's because of a certain kind of wood species that is rarer or more expensive or something like that. But in terms of like tone and stability of the guitar, like after you're hitting a certain mark, like, I don't know.
I nobody they are listening a song, this is a 5K guitar. Tone.
I'm never listening to a recording of a pro artist and being like, oh, that's a 2K guitar, or like a 5K guitar. That's, I hear that kind of wood or whatever. It's just,
and in the metal guitar.
Especially with distortion and stuff.
So we can play the guitar?
Yeah, of course.
That's right. Okay. This is my almost fierce impression of the guitar. It's very light. It looks good. This is the audio of the camera, by the way. Yes, you can feel the composed profile of the neck.
The profile,
It's nice because it doesn't seem weird, but it feels different. What is the weight of this guitar?
I honestly have no idea. I actually haven't weighed it, but it feels a little lighter than average. Like, it's not a drastic difference or anything like that. It's got a little bit of weight to it.
Feels nice, man.
And it's got stainless steel frets too, so they're gonna last forever. But I find that does actually change the tone a little bit. The stainless steel. And they feel great. I feel like they're really like glassy. Their bends feel nice.
Very ergonomic too. And metal guitar players, they don't need like, this classic stuff. No, we need efficiency.
Yeah, right here, like this angle, like I went through so many revisions on my CNC machine, cutting different guitars to make sure that this angle, like it's extra thin compared to a lot of guitars, but it just makes the guitar just feel just less bulky and just more natural.
You know,
Yeah,
I hate that from Telecaster. I love Telecaster, it's nice. But in some point after 25 minutes, there's like, there's something not nice here.
Yeah.
Easy to just
we started the brand like just kind of thinking, just trying to get away from overhyped, overpriced guitars just based off of marketing, and just deliver just awesome instruments for a great price. And
you can say any amount to what we can expect, or it's too soon?
It's probably gonna be around like 1,400-1,500 US, but give or take $200-300. And we'll kind of see where it lands. Like once we got all the finished guitars and go through them all and pay our taxes and all
taxes,
the deliveries and everything. Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be surprises. And
I saw you have a gig bag, right?
Yep. Yeah. So every guitar is going to come with this bag here. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, it's a soft shell case, but it's pretty sturdy. Like I'd have no problem bringing this thing on tour and trusting it.
I prefer use this kind of gig bags than the hard case.
Yeah, it's more compact this way. Like I wouldn't necessarily trust it on a airplane or something like that, but no, for getting from gigs and stuff like that, and for everyday use,
your
it's
pedal board,
great.
it fits here.
Oh yeah.
It's very smart.
Yeah, but it's got really thick like padding in here and everything to protect the guitar. It's gonna lock into place, so it's a high-end gig bag that's coming included with every guitar. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, thanks for everything. So I hope to see some news soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, cool. All right.